Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another airline pilot vlog. For those new here, Pilot Pete, 767 driver, and today we're starting a 3-day trip. We got layovers in Bradley, Hartford, Atlanta, Georgia, and Spokane, Washington. Not positive if we're going to be doing the Spokane part of the trip yet. Then I might try to trade or drop that portion because it goes into Saturday. But we'll get to that later. First leg out to Hartford. Just over the flight plan. Windy, a little bit gusty winds here in Memphis, so it'll be a little bit bumpy flying past these clouds here. But after that, smooth sailing out to Hartford, 2 hours and 42 minutes en route is what the flight plan says. Just looked over, this pre-flight is 7-6. He's all set to go. We're flying Mr. Henry today. One of my good friends, his son, his name is Henry, so I don't think they watch these vlogs, but Henry, if you are watching this one's for you, buddy. I'll be pilot monitoring for the first leg. Let's go get it. Good evening from Bradley, Hartford, Windsor Locks Airport, or I should say the hotel near the airport in Hartford, Connecticut. Memphis up there, Captain's Leg, like I said, overall good flight. They rerouted us pretty far south of our original route just for air traffic control and a little bit of weather, I guess, that was moving kind of north. So they had us flying down over like the DC area and then up north. But then we flew the Deer Park arrival into Hartford. So as you could probably see in the video, zooming in, we flew right over my house, Manhattan, not right over it, but pretty close to it. So I waved hi to my tiny little New York City apartment, and then they had us crossing Deer Park at that expect altitude of 190. That's basically just saying, hey, air traffic control's probably gonna have you cross and maintain Deer Park at 190, this VOR, this fix, for routing and planning purposes. So we plug it into our FMS, and sure enough, we got it. So the FMS knows exactly when to descend to make it a nice, smooth approach. And then got the same thing over Madison, expected 11,000. And then we got radar vectors from there and ended up doing the visual approach backed up by the ILS to runway 24. So we were vectored all the way over pretty much just to the northeast part of the airport, and then came in over Motel and landed 2-4, taxied off at Sierra and into our ramp. So like I said, overall good flight. I only got about 12-hour layover here, and I'm pretty tired. So like I said, the last like 3 or 4 vlogs, starting in Newark with deadheads, ending in Newark or JFK with deadheads, I was getting lucky, but now I'm commuting in for my trips, kind of back to the normal thing. So this trip started in Memphis, and yeah, I'm pretty tired to say the least. So I brought food with me, picked up Whole Foods in Memphis, just gonna heat that up. I don't think this hotel has a microwave, so I'll just head to the lounge to nuke that. Maybe go for a little jog. It's nice out there. I mean, look at the nice day we have. Just too tired. It's kind of a bummer too, because I'm supposed to link up with some friends to play some pickleball, but I nixed that because, like I said, just exhausted. But all right, let's go enjoy Bradley. Good morning, beautiful people from rainy, nasty Hartford, Connecticut. Protecting the hair at all costs. You already know the drill. Just got to the airplane. As you can tell, it's raining out here on the ramp. Got to go do the pre-flight walk around to the 7-6. captain was nice enough to lend me his umbrella, so we're doing our best. We got our safety vest on. Safety is sexy. Currently 7:04 a.m. Haven't started loading the jet yet, so probably gonna be a little delayed with the weather. I see all the stuff going on inside, so hopefully not too delayed, if delayed at all. I see sunshine, so we just gotta power through this little storm overhead, and we should be good to go. So let's go walk around the jet and get this over with. There's that sun I was talking about, almost popping through. Still rocking the umbrella though, because gotta protect that hair. So the way pilots figure out what runway to use is we get the ATIS information. So right up here in our ACARS, it says departing or expect runways in use 24 and 15 are in use. So we come up into our airport chart here. We're gonna be departing 24 because we have a longer runway and it's a wet runway, so we're gonna need the extra distance with our weight. Come over here to our ACARS, select that runway, 24, there it is, and then it defaults to dry runway. That's what 98% of the time it is, but we just come in here, runway condition, select wet, and then like I was saying earlier, once we get our weight and balance, basically once they have all the cargo loaded, we'll know exactly how much weight we're carrying. All the weather information will be auto-populated from the ATIS and METAR. I'll hit send, and that's how we'll get our takeoff numbers. I realize I never said I made it safer in Memphis, but here we are, landed 1-8 left. It was my landing, actually kind of, I won't say wild, but we hit a little bit of wake turbulence. So for those that don't know what wake turbulence is, basically anything that flies, birds, helicopters, Superman, and especially airplanes create these like vortex kind of air turbulence off their wings. I'm not explaining that exactly right, but just think of like a tornado cloud coming off the wingtip whenever lift is created. Anyway, we were following a 777 that landed 1-8 left. Air traffic control gave us the correct separation from the aircraft, but we still hit their wake on approach into 1-8 left. So made for it's less than a second, but basically the airplane just went, it makes this pretty abrupt pitch and attitude change, but autopilot didn't even kick off, so it wasn't like that bad, and it was my landing. Not the greatest, folks, not the greatest. We're gonna go with well, let me just say this first before I give myself the grading. People on board want smooth. They don't care if it's center line or not. They don't care if the rudder was kicked in and you had a side load or not. It's all about smoothness is how most people will grade landings. Well, that's not really how it should work. It should be based on like center line, touchdown zone, speed, all that stuff, but no one can feel that, so none of that really matters. Well, I guess I won't judge it based on that. I'll just go strictly based on feel. It's like a 4.8 out of 10. I know, just didn't flare. Sight picture was all screwed up. Didn't look down the runway like I normally do. And yeah, it wasn't the best. Again, perfectly safe, perfectly normal. If like a person on board was like looking at the actual parameters of the landing, I think they would say it was perfectly fine. It's just firm. We'll leave it at that. It was extremely firm on 1-8 left. But we're here, straight to the gym. Non-negotiable, you already know. And I kind of told you earlier in the video I was probably going to be changing my trip. Well, I did exactly that. Instead of I go to Atlanta in like 4 hours or 3 hours from now. I got to be checked in for the flight, and then tomorrow we're going to Toluca, Mexico, which I've never been to at this company, so that'll be interesting. And that ends the trip as far as flying goes. It's a back-end deadhead, so it's supposed to work all the way till like Saturday with a deadhead from Spokane. I was able to move some things around, trade some trips. The Toluca just gets me home a day earlier. I lose a little bit of pay, it's shorter, but I've been home in a while from Oshkosh straight to work, and it's been a lot, so I'm looking forward to getting home. But enough blabbering, workout time, and then lunch, and I'll see you on the ramp in Memphis. Beautiful people, Memphis, Tennessee. We're out here. I don't know if you've ever spent time in the summer in the South. Well, is Memphis considered the South? I would say yes, but I'm from the Northeast, so maybe it's not. Either way, if you've ever spent summer in what I consider the South, it is so hot and sticky and just plain gross. And the fact that I still don't have AC in my car is pretty insane. The captain I'm flying with, real nice guy, I've flown with him before. We were just talking about cars and crash pads and stuff. I told him how I have a airport car here, but it has no AC. He's like, dude, you're freaking nuts. Well, maybe I am a little bit nuts. Anyway, just pre-flight is 7.6. She's all set, ready to go. Thankfully, the captain threw the APU on. A, I can hear it. B, I'll show you the intake valve. Up there is how I know it's on. Mostly just because I can hear it, like I said. So he's cooling the flight deck down, sweating already. Short flight to Atlanta. It's only an hour and like 11-minute block. We usually do it in less than that. Although Atlanta, as some of you may know, is the busiest airport in the country. Based on what metric, I'm not exactly sure. I just know it's always considered the busiest. Maybe people traffic, probably people in and out, which means there's a lot of traffic. Airplanes landing, departing, 24/7, 365. But weather's pretty good. There's a little bit of storm south. I'll show you when I show you guys my iPad when I get in the flight deck, but it's moving to the northeast, kind of away from Atlanta, so it shouldn't be a factor. And a little bit windy here, as you can probably hear and tell. So a little bit of bumps. Got the workout in. Have to run when we get to Atlanta, and then have some dinner. I want to meet up with a buddy, but I'm exhausted. I just been working, traveling. I need to just get to bed early, so that's the goal. You guys gotta keep me honest. Hopefully I'll be in bed before like 10, 11 o'clock tonight. But one leg, captain's gonna fly it. Let's go do it. We love a nice hour flight, easy peasy from Memphis over to Atlanta. As I told you earlier, it was the captain's leg. I was pilot monitoring, nice and quick. We had to fly downwind for runway 26 right through a good amount of clouds, as you could probably see there. Luckily, the rainstorms and the actual hardcore thunderstorms were kind of just a little bit south of the airport. So we got lucky. We were able to kind of sneak in at 26 right, taxied off at the end there at hotel, and then into our ramp. But we actually were short of our ramp. No marshalers, the people that wave you in and make sure that you don't hit anything and park you. They weren't out there because it was pouring rain. Their ramp shut down. So we were on the ground for about like 10 extra minutes just sitting there waiting to get parked. But finally did. And then for those who live in Atlanta, if anyone watches this that lives in Atlanta, you know the traffic from the airport up north area there is a lot. So it's like a 45-minute drive. But we're here. We made it. We got our run. I told you I was going to go for a run. I don't want to go for a run. Everyone always asks, ow, come on. Like, that's not even me. That's look at that. You can't have that. You can't have that out like that. Lawsuit, people. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Where was I? People ask me, Pete, how do you stay motivated? I'm flying a lot. I'm not getting to the gym as much. This, that, the other thing. I'm not motivated. I am tired. I just want to take my pilot uniform off, crash, eat chips and beef jerky, and go to bed. But I know it's silly. I'm telling you. Non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. I made a contract with myself that I am going to do this marathon. I'm planning for it. I'm training for it. So we got to get it in. So 4 miles today. And then Captain wants to go grab dinner. He's a really nice guy. Flown with him, like I said before. So him and I will go do that. So yeah, 4 miles. Let's go run. I forgot to tell you guys, so I'm actually flying to Guadalajara and Toluca, Mexico tomorrow. So it's an international flight. We get to pick international catering. So this is my option. I have to get it in before a certain time. I just remembered, thankfully the captain texted me. He was like, hey, don't forget to do your catering. Since I don't really fly international that much, at least it's been a minute. But anyway, we got to choose from Reuben sandwich, tuna, continental breakfast, chef salad. I'm going with a California quinoa salad with grilled chicken, hand fruit, cheese, crackers, almonds, and cookies. One of those. And then fruit tray and deli plate. Why not, right? And then we are going with, I don't drink soda. I don't drink any of that stuff. Breakfast protein shake. I mean, protein for the gains, right? Gonna go extra protein there. And then well, for the chicken sandwich, let's leave that. We're gonna leave 2 balsamics, Rice Krispies, wheat bowl, 1 ounce, 2% milk. Oh yeah, not as awesome of a list that I had when I flew to Paris, and Italy and Spain, but this will do. Much better than nothing, or just a plain old Scooby snack. So submit that. We're ready to rock and roll. I got my catering for tomorrow all set. I took a few days off from running because I was feeling a little bit, not necessarily tired, but sore in the muscles and tendons. So man, this is a tough one. It's only 4 miles with intervals, speed, slow down speed. And I'm in Buckhead. It's hilly. It is hilly out here. If you guys want to make a donation to Children's Aid, it's the organization I'm running for the Marathon NYC. Literally $1 helps. Description to donate. A few already have. I really appreciate it. The fundraiser goal is $3,500. Getting close, not really, but like I said, $1, $2, it really helps me. It's a cool way to support the channel as well, so I'd appreciate it. But half mile left, finish strong. Good morning, beautiful people from Atlanta, Georgia. Had a little funny snafu happen this morning. Captain and I, 6:45 local, got outside the hotel, jumping in our car to head to the airport. The company takes care of all transportation. It's a black SUV, like most of them look like. Long story short, about 30 minutes into the drive, the Uber driver, who we're not supposed to be in, goes, yeah, someone just canceled the ride. Who are you guys? So whoops on that. We got it all figured out, but kind of funny because he was taking us to the terminal and we weren't supposed to go there, and obviously we didn't order an Uber because this is not how it works in the airline world. So whoopsies, kind of a funny way to start the trip, but live and learn. We're here, we made it, we got it all figured out. I think the plane's loaded. I just put my bag next to it, about to start the pre-flight walk around as we got a bunch of planes taking off this early, beautiful morning. APU is about to be started up, and we got 2 legs today. We're going Atlanta to Memphis, and then Memphis to Mexico. So it's been a minute. Like you saw last night, I ordered my crew meal, so looking forward to that. And this flight will be super short. Next one, not so much. So just over an hour, they block it at. We usually just do it in about an hour. It'll be my leg. I got to make up for that 4-point whatever landing I gave myself last one. So let's go fly to Memphis. Hello from Memphis, Tennessee. Landed 1-8 left. It was my leg, like I said earlier. Such a quick flight. The SID, standard instrument departure, connects up with the STAR, standard terminal arrival. There's pretty much like one fix in between. So it's takeoff, cruise for a little bit, descent, get up, use the bathroom, eat breakfast, and you're about to come down the arrival. I think we took the Vance 3 arrival and visual to runway 18 left. Definitely redeemed myself. Still not my best. We're gonna go with 7.5. Captain said he's probably gonna watch this vlog. So Cap, 7.5, what do you think? Would you have gone higher? Would you have gone lower? I didn't ask you, but I don't know. It was definitely better than my yesterday's. I definitely had a redemption landing, that's for sure. But 4 hours to kill until we head to Mexico. We're going to Guadalajara, and then hours turn there just to unload and reload, and then we're going to Toluca. I'm not really familiar with where the heck these places are. I know Toluca is about an hour and a half drive outside Mexico City. So 2 more flying legs. The trip ends with a deadhead, which is nice, but I got to figure out where I'm staying, what I'm doing when I get to Mexico. The company provides flights and hotels, but if I decide not to come back to Memphis, which I'm not going to, it's kind of becomes my own problem, my own issue. So figuring that out. Gonna get a run in or a workout here in the hub, have some lunch, and figure out my plans. So I'll keep you posted. Hello from Memphis, Tennessee. We're out on the ramp. Another hot, windy day here. We got some good news. We're supposed to go Memphis, Guadalajara to Toluca, Mexico. But they scrapped the first leg. We're just going Memphis direct to Toluca, TLC. And then that completes the flying portion of the trip. So only one more leg, not 2, just 1. Met with the captain. Pretty good weather. There's some storms kind of building around Toluca, so he gives an alternate of Monterey. Plan for getting in so early now is the captain's gonna fly right back on this airplane back to Memphis like 4 or 5 hours after we land. I'm actually probably gonna get ground transportation, head to Mexico City, hang out there for a little bit, and then fly back tomorrow. I don't like doing red eyes. It screws up my entire schedule. I've said that before, and I just puts me in a bump. So why not explore a little bit of Mexico and bone up on my Espanol. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oui, oui. So 3 hours down to Toluca. It'll be my first time flying there. It's a pretty high elevation mountainous airport, so definitely will keep us on our toes. And yeah, we'll see what Mexico's all about. So we're going to come along to the last leg. Let's go do it. I told you many times before, one of the most important parts of my job is checking for the catering, especially international. So let's make sure it's in here. Oh yeah. Expected that from Toluca, Mexico. Interesting approach though. It's kind of hard to understand the controllers for the language barrier. Obviously, they speak English. Fun fact, every controller and aircraft in the world, the universal language for aviation is English, so everyone is required to know English. But as you can imagine, it can be kind of broken sometimes, not that audible. But landed runway 15 in Toluca. It's a huge runway, like 13,000 feet. So I didn't even have to really touch the brakes or throw the reversers out, thrust reversers upon landing, because we had that much room to spare. Then we cleared customs, got my passport stamped, and now I'm headed to Mexico City to spend the night because the flying's done. Like I said earlier, the captain's going to take the jump seat back. I'm going to fly to New York tomorrow, but I figured, hey, let's go to Mexico City, get some Mexican food, or rather some food, maybe some tequila, and hang out and explore Mexico City. I've been there before in my lifetime, but it's been a minute. And like I said, company paid for a hotel and Uber and airplane ticket sorry about that. Finally made it to my hotel. A little chaotic in the taxi Uber, as you can imagine. Language barrier, rain, long drive, but we're here in Mexico City. We finally made it. It's like an hour drive, took about 2 hours. I thought rush hour in New York City was bad. Mexico City ain't no joke. Flying out tomorrow morning, gonna save my travel bank money because I got a trip coming up at the end of this month that I want to use that money for. Barcelona, Spain. So I want to have the ticket paid for as much as possible. So long story short, I'm gonna jump seat non-rev, a passenger airline tomorrow to Newark direct. Flight's like 8:30. Just check the loads. There's like 11 open seats, so I shouldn't have a problem getting on. And I'm excited to get back to New York. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long trip, but like I said, the flying portion's over. We've got one more deadhead to get home, and then we're done. Take a look at Mexico City. A lot hillier and more, I don't want to say mountainous, but greener and hillier than I actually imagined. So we're gonna go change real quick, and then I'm gonna grab some Mexican food. Do we call it Mexican food in Mexico, or do they call it Mexican food in Mexico? Or I would assume it's just food, right? So I'm gonna go do that, get some tacos, and then get to bed. All right, so the only thing I could find near me was like this mall. We're gonna get some hopefully authentic Mexican food, but check this out. Ice rink in the middle, baby. It's like Central Park status. I'm sure they don't get much snow here in Mexico, or at least in Mexico City. So probably pretty cool to go around. I will not be participating, Mel. Not tonight at least. Just want some burritos y cervezas y tequila. No. Just burritos, carnes, pollo, and maybe some chocolate milk. Hard to understand. Language barrier always going to be an issue, but we went with some sort of steak, tortillas, guacamole, and beans. That's excellent, but very spicy. Hopefully tastes at least half decent. Enjoyed some steak tacos. Now it's time for some Mexican ice cream. Caldo de yogurt. Huevos toppings. Buenos dias, my beautiful people. We're in Mexico City Airport. We just listed for the jump seat to Newark. Now this is always a hit or miss because, as you can imagine, there's probably not that many people listing for the Jump Seat International from international destinations, so it can always be kind of like a process. A plus, 10 out of 10 from the representatives here at Mexico City Airport, because 10 seconds, they knew exactly what they were doing. I can't actually sit in the jump seat because I don't work for the company that I'm flying on, but it's called an overflow. So basically it's just like normal non-rev. My status is very low, so I only get a seat if it's an open seat, but I got a buddy that works at the airline and he checked the loads for me, and it's about 11 seats open, so should be no problem getting on. But I'm gonna go through security at about an hour and a half until our flight. We made it, we're back. We're back in New York City. Feels like it's been forever. Oshkosh, work, quick change here, work. It's been non-stop, but made it back from Mexico, long flight. Get a hold going into Newark, about 2 laps in the pattern, like 70 miles out because of the weather. The pilot said in Newark, but we made it here safely. Then I took an Uber home, about an hour and a half, rush hour traffic, never ends. 91 degrees in my apartment though, hot and muggy, and I'm ready to just relax this weekend, although I feel like I'm never relaxing because literally I have to start stretching and go for a run. But that ends the trip, the vlog. Got a little bit international in there. Everyone's always chirping, why aren't you ever flying international? Why aren't you flying national? Mexico International passport stamp to prove it. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Coming up on 20K subscribers, so I'm hoping the next video is going to be 20 questions, question and answers from you guys to celebrate that. DM me on Instagram, pilotpete.fly. Get back to all of them. And as always, fly safe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for coming along, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and real quick, a lot of people were asking these airport charts, so I actually make them. Pilotpetefly.com, airport maps. And if you want any airport in the US, I can 100% do it. You just order a custom airport. I have pre-made ones already, like major airports, but any airport in the US, custom airport, order it. When you check out, additional details, type in what airport you want and it's there. International, you gotta shoot me a message. My email's on there and I'll see if I can do it. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I think they look great in my apartment. But yeah, people seem to like them. So check them out if you want to. Until next time, see ya.